and I am from si Buta dari Gua Hantu's group. And right now I will tell you the background why we ask the teacher about our questions. One of the purposes from this project too is students are able to understand the approaches, the methods, or the techniques that we all already learned so far are implemented in the real teaching situation. So, based on this statement, we became interested in to find out how teacher use the specific strategy in their classroom. Are the teacher use a specific techniques in a specific situation, or they just use the technique randomly? Our group also want to find out is the teacher use one technique or she combine several existing techniques when they are teaching. And our group also want to find out what is the reason the teacher used the specific strategies. And therefore, our group also make a list of questions to the teacher to answer our curiosity about real teaching settings.
So, my name is Angga Eko Pradana and my student number is 11-2017-097, and now I will tell you about the context of the school. So, Yasa Luhur is an English school which also has a formal kindergarten. The classes in Yasa Luhur are divided according to the age of the students. And same as the other kindergarten, children aged 2 until 4 years will join the playgroup, or so we call kelompok bermain, and children aged 4.5 until 6 years will join in taman kanak-kanak or kindergarten. And the curriculum used is also the same as other school. For material research, Yasa Luhur use books from Cambridge publisher. So they have a student book and worksheet that would come from Cambridge. And for the material and assignment given by the teacher in class always come from the books, but of course the teacher do not use the material directly, but also give and adjust in according to student condition or ability. And for English lesson in Yasa Luhur, it is always held every day. In one day, students learn English for about 30 minutes. And the information about the interview participants. In this second project, we interviewed an English teacher from Yasa Luhur. We can call her Miss A. She has been teaching at Yasa Luhur for 1 year, starting from April 2019. And she's still a new teacher, but she already has many experiences to teach children. Even though she is trusted to be the homeroom teacher or wali class at Yasa.
Hello, my name is Rui Manuel. My student number is 11-2018-070, and I will take you to the next part, which is about the instrument or how the interview was done. So because of the COVID-19 break that happened recently, our interview with Miss E had to be done online. We conducted the interview on July 5th, 2020, using Zoom application. We also recorded our interview process with the agreement of Miss E. The type of interview that we chose for the interview was a semi-structured interview, so we could dig deeper into our information. We have 17 questions that we gave to Miss E.
Hello everybody, my name is Kisha Abigail. My student number is 11 2017 073. So today I want to report our interview result with one of the teacher in Buta. The first question is, do you sometimes use L1? Why and in what situation? So the teacher told us that yes, she still use L1 in her class because actually in her class she uses English as the media of the instruction, but unfortunately it's a little bit difficult for the children to know everything in English, so she has to use L1 to help her and to help the students understand what she said. Actually, the L1 in her class becomes the last option because before she used the L1, she tried to give the explanation with maybe the gesture or maybe the example in order to make the students understand about her explanation or instruction. Next, we asked her about the grammar teaching in her class. We asked her if she teach grammar to her students because, as we remember, she teach playgroup and kindergarten students, and she told us that yes, she teaches grammar in her class, but she teaches it implicitly because in her opinion, to teach students or to teach the young learners grammar is so difficult for them. So in her class, she teaches grammar by giving example. For example, every morning she will ask the student, "What did you eat?" And she also give the sample answer like, "I ate banana." So she repeated again and again every day, so the students will remember. If she asked, "What did you eat?" and they have to answer, "I ate." Next, we asked her about the vocabulary teaching. So in her class, or no, not only in her class, but in Yasa Luhur, they use the book from Cambridge Publisher, and the books already have the video to teach the vocabulary. She asked the students to watch the video for several times so they can imitate how to pronounce a word, and they will repeat it again and again so the students will remember the words. And after that, she will use the flashcard or games to make the students more engaged with the learning. After that, we also asked the teacher about the drilling technique, if she still uses it in her teaching in her classroom or not. And the answer is yes, because in her opinion, the technique is really useful and effective, especially when she teaches pronunciation. With this technique, the teacher can help the students to practice their pronunciation. They will repeat and repeat again, and the teacher can also know if there are still students who cannot pronounce the words well, so they can repeat it and practice it together. And next, we asked her about the technology used in her classroom. We asked her if she used technology to teach the student in her classroom, and the answer is yes, because for providing the materials, sometimes she use the computer or she will make a PowerPoint to give explanation to her students. This technology plays an important role for the teaching vocabulary because with the technology, with the video, the students could see how the native speaker pronounce a word so they can imitate how to pronounce the words correctly. Next, we asked her about the use of body movement in her classroom. So, her answer is the body movement is really effective and helpful for her. There are two examples of why body movement helps her in her teaching. The first one, she will use body movement to reduce students' boredoms, such as she will ask the students to dance and sing together, so it helps the students to get engaged again to the learning in the classroom. The second, the body movement or gesture also help the students to remember the vocabulary that she taught in the classroom, such as she will ask the students to remember the vocabulary of part of the bodies, and she will teach them to sing head and shoulders and toes like that, because in her opinion it's more effective and it's more engaging for the students, and it make it easier for the students to remember the vocabularies about part of the bodies. Next, we asked her if she ever asked students to work in a groups or not, and the answer is yes, but not really often. She used these techniques because, in her opinion, this technique is really effective and helpful for the students because it can enlarge the chance for the students to speak in English for their communication. The last thing we want to know if she used story to teach English in her classroom. We asked her how often she used story to teach English in her classroom, and the answer is not really often because they follow the material provided by the books, and usually one unit of the books only contains one story. But she explained it to us that the use of story really helpful for her to teach, especially for teaching the listening comprehension. So that's all about the result of our interview with the teacher in Biasa Lumersari.
Based on our research, several techniques is used in teaching in the classroom, such as drilling techniques, using technologies, total physical response or body movement, and group works. The teacher have used them in a good amount of time, and it also proved that it is very helpful and effective. Also, the method of using L1 in English class is limited, where it's only used to explain about language. If the students really don't understand, then L1 is a very last choice. We also have suggestions for teachers in general. As a teacher, we know the things that call curriculum, and we know when and we also know the things that call handbook. A handbook. We use handbook to teach, to follow the curriculum. So, as teachers, we need to teach them with a handbook, but we need to elaborate more rather than sticking only to the handbook. So we can create a fun activities, fun atmosphere. Thus, the children will learn more better and understand more better and make a very happy classroom situation.